What's up, you guys? How yous doing? Jake Steele. I got a cool one for you today. I'm gonna talk about how I got into tattooing. Check it out. Alright, so I graduated high school in 2009, back when I was 18 years old, back in the yesteryears. And I actually went to the University of Pittsburgh directly afterwards and studied chemistry. I was a complete mega nerd. I love computer games, all video games. I just started a band a little bit before I went to college, so I was a music nerd. I was any type of nerd that you could picture, short kid, picked last for sure in basketball and other sports. At the time, I didn't really have a great self-image, and I was infatuated with the band and the rock star shit. So I loved the idea of the band, the rock and roll star. I wanted to be cool. I just wanted to be cool for the first time in my life. So I was in the band. Again, chemistry nerd, University of Pittsburgh. I wasn't the tattoo type. I didn't have any tattoos. I didn't really know people with tattoos. My dad had a friend a long while back. I know he did some tattoos in his house when I was a little kid. I saw him tattoo my uncle. That was pretty sweet, but that's all I really knew of tattoos. So I went to college studying my butt off. I'm gonna be a doctor or an organic chemist or something like that. And during my time in the band, we started to get exposed to more scene, alternative, piercings, a little bit of tattoos. We were in the band, we played with a lot of bands. We had a decent local following, so we started to meet people from all over the place and people that had tattoos. We all still didn't have any tattoos at the time. My drummer was the wild child, so he was the first person to actually book an appointment for a piercing. So we went with the drummer to go get his nose pierced. We went to this weird little tattoo shop, and I didn't think much of it. I thought it was kind of cool. We were all hyped. We're like cheering him on. He gets his nose pierced. We didn't really see any tattooing, but the nose piercing ended up being crooked, so I had to take it out after it healed. It was like this whole big thing. But we scheduled an appointment for another tattoo shop, and we took Zach in there and fixed the piercing. It was just like, yo, this place is sick. Like, I'd never been into an actual studio. It was actually Mantis Tattoo in Jeanette/Greensburg in Pennsylvania. That was the first nice shop I had ever been in. And then a little bit after that, he's like, Jakey, you need to get a tattoo. And I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to get this tattoo. We were mutually like, yeah, we want to get tattooed. Like, we're tattoo people now. Like, instantly. Went from nerd to band person to getting these tattoos all of a sudden. And no one in my family, they were kind of conservative, so no one really had tattoos. We were from the country, so it was a little bit weird. It was more of like a city slicker thing. Went into the spot down the road maybe like a month or two later, and I booked an appointment for my birthday to get a tattoo for my 20th birthday. And it was a lyric for a song I'd written for the band. I wanted to get it on my arm, just some lettering. Booked the appointment. I come in for the appointment. Dude shows me the sketch. I'm like, hey, let's go. It was strange. I was like, I want it in like the shape of like a snake. Like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I wasn't like super good at art or anything like that. I was a nerd musician guy, so I didn't really have that much instinct on the design, but I went with it. When I saw that guy setting up, I smelled the green soap, the Vaseline, the tattoo machine. He had to like build the tattoo machine. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Got the tattoo. I remember it was in February, I'm walking around with my cellophane on my new tattoo. I have a tank top on, it's freezing, but that's just how we roll in Pennsylvania. Be wearing the shorts, tank tops, it's snowing out, we don't care. We're warriors. Now I'm down in Florida, it gets like 60 degrees, people start freaking out. I'm like, I don't even know. Alright, back at it. Get the tattoo. Within 1 week, me and Zach were on the internet. I'm buying tattoo stuff so I could tattoo Zach. That's how quick it happened. I like to say that tattoos kind of found me. I don't want to be corny and cheesy, but I'm a little bit corny and I'm a little bit cheesy. I don't care. Tattoos kind of found me, and ever since then, I've always had this burning desire to be a tattoo artist, and it's cool. Getting tattoos. All these tattoos I got, I have so many cover-ups and bad tattoos, and I practice on my arm with that stuff that I got on Amazon. So the first tattoo that I actually did was on Zach's foot, and I remember my mom didn't even want the tattoo stuff in the house. That's how taboo all this was at the time. Like, no one knew about this in my neighborhood. It was kind of we were the rocker household for sure. And people would hear the band playing in the garage, and they started to see the tattoos and all this stuff. So everyone knew the Steele household. Kind of wild. So the first tattoo I did on Zach, my mom wouldn't let me tattoo in the house, so I pulled an extension cord from the kitchen. Thank you, Mom, for supporting me and my education and everything, and I know things didn't turn out. I'm not a doctor or anything, but you know what? I am very successful at what I do, and I love what I do, so thank you for being there. Pulled the stuff out on the picnic table. I'm tattooing this dude, one of my best friends. Like, I will always accredit Zach for getting me into doing tattoos. Like, I'll always accredit Zach for being my biggest advocate and helping me, pushing me really to do this for years and years afterward too. Like, just very supportive, one of my best friends. So thank you, Zach, for letting me tattoo your foot that one time. I actually just got tattooed by Zach. I let him do his first tattoo on me 10 years later, and it is a keystone and a Florida orange, so it's like the Pennsylvania-Florida connection. So that was super cool that we got to do that. After that, I dropped out of college with the band. We went and did crazy band things, and I was just doing underground house tatties and stuff like that for a little while. I ended up going back to college because the band didn't work out. We weren't really making any money with it, and it was just difficult. We had some crazy stuff go on, so we went our separate ways with the band. So I went back to college. I'm still doing little tattoos. I'm working my part-time job. I'm studying ferociously. I'm trying to be the best student that I can. And I graduate. I get honors in college. I really pushed myself. And I couldn't find a job. I was like defeated. I searched for a couple months. I couldn't find a real job. And I didn't know what to do. I signed up for a temp agency, and I worked in a warehouse making $9 an hour unboxing furniture and loading it onto trucks. I made a little bit of change. It was like $300 a week or something like that. So I saved up for a couple weeks, and I went to get a tattoo from my one buddy Mike that I used to work with during my band period of tattooing. And this was about like 4 years of really, really struggling. I didn't have anyone that taught me anything. I'm doing the band thing, I'm doing this house tattoo thing, I'm going to college. This was about 4 years of really difficult, starving struggle, holes in my shoes, not my actual feet, but I wasn't eating some days. It was just tough, and I was just really getting frustrated. And Mike said, hey, why don't you come learn some tattoos from me? He invited me to work next to him at this little rinky-dink shop, and I said, I have really nothing to lose right now, so I'm gonna go, hang out, see what happens. And I saved up $1,000 via the warehouse job and actually transitioned jobs. It was just intense. It was just a lot of crazy physical labor. I'm trying to be this tattoo artist. People were just like ridiculing me, like, you'll never be a tattoo artist. Like, people put me down at my jobs and stuff. So it was a really just difficult time. But I did a couple tattoos on some old friends for free, and I was like, I could do this. Like, I'm actually learning. I'm starting to get somewhere. As soon as I do a couple tattoos, that shop gets torn to the ground. It's like a condemned building. So I'm like out of the tattoo job once again. So I actually switched the warehouse job to a masonry job because they were paying the same thing. And I was working with my cousin outside, shoveling and wheelbarrowing rocks and dirt and stuff. So that was my job for a little while I was drawing, trying to do this tattoo thing. I started doing art shows, a lot of painting and stuff like that in my free time. So I'd work all day, go to the city, do art shows. I did this for a while. It was actually more popular in the painting community than the tattoo community, so I really stuck with that crowd. So I went from the music to the painting and then got into the tattoo stuff. So I finally got a job offer to be a painting instructor at this company called Painting with a Twist. So I had my tattoo stuff, but the shop was shut down. And I'm doing my masonry work. Then I hurt my wrist skateboarding, so I couldn't do the masonry work. Then this job pops up, and I'm like, hey, I paint, I love it. I'll be a painting instructor for this company. I did some of the trainings, and the shop actually never ended up, it did open, but it kept taking longer and longer and longer. And Mike hits me up, and the new shop is actually built. So the landlord took the old building down and built a new one. So he was like, hey bro, shop's open, come back down. So I was down at the shop every day, chilling, starving again, barely working. And a walk-in tattoo came in, and which was rare because we just did only appointments. So you had to know people to start getting appointments in there. So a walk-in came in, I did the tattoo, I made $60, and that was more than I made in 2 days of physical labor, and I made it in about an hour. And so I was like, I can do this. I really can do this. And ever since then, I had a lot of struggle, ups and downs. But I was officially a professional tattoo artist, and I just ran with it, and I never looked back. And the tattooing has taken me to great places, and it's brought me to some pretty low points, but this is something I really love and I'm passionate about, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And it's been 10 years since I started, and I got no plans of quitting. So thank you guys for sticking with me this whole time. Some of my longtime clients, sometimes they see my TikTok, my videos and stuff, and they're like, wow, I can't believe that guy that did this crap tattoo is, he's still doing it. So thank you guys for still watching and supporting. Now I want to make sure everybody has liked this video. Give me a little comment, some feedback. I love it. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Go out, live your best life. Follow your dreams, and don't let anyone hold you back. Peace.